A comedy, a tragedy, and the Bard's complete abridged works are coming back to Bloomington.
We are moving forward sort of as a gift to the community.
That's John Stark with the Illinois Shakespeare Festival. I'm Ryan Denham, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff.
Support for The Leadoff on WGLT and WGLT.org comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport in Bloomington, featuring nonstop flights to Detroit on Delta Airlines for business and leisure travel. The Motor City is one flight or about 90 minutes away. Schedules and information at CIRA.com.
It's Friday, October 1st. Coming up, what you need to know to start your day. It's The Leadoff from WGLT, Bloomington Normal's public media. Now let's lead off with a prison after the prison. That's how some formerly incarcerated people describe trying to re-enter society after serving their time. A group of advocates is working to dismantle systems in Illinois they say create barriers to re-entry. Sarah Nardi has the story.
Marlon Chamberlain is a campaign manager with Fully Free. That's an organization that wants to draw attention to the obstacles people face once they've been released from prison.
Every year, thousands of people are released from incarceration, or there are people who have arrest and conviction records that are basically told to rebuild their lives.
But in Illinois, Chamberlain says those people can be legally denied access to things like housing, employment, and education. Chamberlain says formerly incarcerated people deserve the opportunity to successfully rebuild their lives. Creating those opportunities means changing policy and changing minds, according to Toy Beasley. Beasley helped form the McLean County Reentry Council to connect the formerly incarcerated to community services. He says part of the council's mission is to raise awareness about the difficulties faced by people with criminal records.
We need to bring people to the table to have conversations for individuals that are going through life struggles.
Ann Thomas of Bloomington is still struggling, even though she served her time 25 years ago. Thomas says she has to work multiple lesser jobs because she can't get hired in the industry she's trained to work in. Thomas says employers shouldn't refuse to hire people just because they've been to prison.
I am not who I used to be. I'm a completely different person now. I'm not saying that I want you to give me something. I will work very hard for any company that trusts and put their trust in me.
Fully Free is partnering with the McLean County Reentry Council and other community groups to host an event to support those impacted by incarceration. People are invited to share their experiences and connect with community service providers and enjoy some food and music. That event will be held tomorrow from 12 to 3 at the Family Community Resource Center in Bloomington. I'm Sarah Nardi.
Here's some other stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. McLean County reported 12 COVID-related deaths in September. That's the highest monthly death toll since February, when only a small fraction of the population was vaccinated. About 3,000 Bloomington Normal residents could be on the verge of losing water service as moratoriums on utility shutoffs are set to expire. And Illinois will be teaming up with some neighboring states on electric vehicle charging infrastructure across the Midwest under the banner of Rev Midwest. Find more on these stories at WGLT.org. The Illinois Shakespeare Festival is announcing its 45th season, returning to a full slate of 3 plays for the first time in a couple of years. As Lauren Warnicki reports, summers at Ewing Cultural Center will feel a lot more normal as the festival resumes pre-pandemic operations.
Illinois Shakespeare Festival Artistic Director John Stark says he's happy to be fulfilling a promise he made in 2019 to revive the complete works of William Shakespeare abridged.
We are moving forward sort of as a gift to the community, to our patron community that really wanted to see this production again. And so that's why we brought it back.
Will Tom and David be making a return, or will it be a new cast?
No, they will be making a return. So they're coming back, and it's going to be re-envisioned a bit, but those two actors have done numerous seasons with us. I think Tom Quinn has been with us 14 seasons and David Quartermeyer 13 seasons or something like that. I think they're in competition. They are longtime favorites of our patrons in the Illinois Shakespeare Festival.
Certainly you're not letting go of the canonical works of Shakespeare, though. So after this production wraps in June, in July and August, you're going to be flipping back and forth between Much Ado About Nothing and and King Lear on rotation. One a tragedy, one a comedy. Why these two in particular?
They are beloved shows by Shakespeare goers. Much Ado About Nothing, which will open in July 2nd, is a beloved romantic comedy. I think it's one of his best comedies overall. It features some great characters. We haven't produced it in several years, and so I think it was time to take another look at it. And it is at the same time it's comedic, it's a smart comedy in terms of the witty wordplay and the banter between the two lead characters, Beatrice and Benedict, and I find it just delightful. King Lear has only been produced 2 other times at the Illinois Shakespeare Festival. Once, I believe, in 1985 and 2003. So this is only the 3rd production of it, and it is very much respected in terms of a work of Western literature. And so I thought it was time to take a look at it. And it is the themes that are present in King Lear are present in our society at almost any time. It's almost been a generation since we produced it, and so I think it was time.
And particularly those themes of power and what we do with it are going to resonate with our audiences today.
Right, and the family dynamics of what happens between an aging monarch, King Lear, and his daughters, and those machinations are always part of life.
So, John, you've been artistic director of the festival since 2018, sort of your 4th season, sort of your sort of the 3rd that you've produced. And you're a scenic designer.
Yes.
And I think it's interesting to come from the production side into an artistic director role, one that is typically seen among former actors or directors. So what do you bring to the festival that's different, having come through the production side?
I started in 1993 with the festival, so I do have a long history of
a little
designing.
Institutional knowledge there.
I do.
Yeah,
I was also involved with the building of the new space in 99, 2000. And so I think some of that is I have institutional knowledge. I also understand the space quite well. I understand the challenges of the space. I think I can be helpful to the production teams and what may or may not work in terms of how they want to use the space and how they want to present it. Not trying to make limitations, but maybe cautioning at times about certain aspects of things that they want to produce. And so I think I have that with me. I think that's one of the main things I bring. I think it's also,
That's Artistic Director John Stark speaking with Lauren Warnicki. You can see the Illinois Shakespeare Festival on the grounds of the Ewing Cultural Center beginning on June 4th, 2022. Before we let you go, Bloomington's free bulk waste pickups begin on Monday and run through October 15th. You can see a full schedule and map of pickup locations on the city's website. That's it for today. Support for the leadoff comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport in Bloomington, featuring nonstop flights to Detroit on Delta Airlines for business and leisure travel. Motor City is 1 flight, or about 90 minutes, away. Schedules and information at CIRA.com.